we're gonna get this class rolling and see how we do. I'm gonna switch this video over, make sure we don't lose you this time. I'm not quite sure why that happened. I see, look like it's still working. And I am gonna put this up here. That's what I forgot, my hat today. That's gonna be painful because the sun just came out.
Let me check her box real quick.
Thank you.
Look at these two ready to go. And they're like, oh, I don't want to be on video. All right, so we got Barry's class first, and after that, we're gonna have Pellinor do a backup weapon class. And I've been killed by it many times. They suck. They shouldn't be able to do it. They should just make it against the law and rules. But since it isn't, and they're cheating, we're gonna show it anyways. Right, Pelly? Yep. All right. Can people hold spears? Maybe pretend, or are you just showing stuff? No, they don't have to. Go.
They don't have
Start
to.
the way you. I'm pushing his boundaries.
Push your boundaries. All right. So, quick question. I want to divide people into 3 camps, just visually. So I consider, I'd say, a novice with a spear, someone who's fought spear at less than 10 days of war. So that could be, okay, there we go. So we got a novice. So I would say if you've been to 2 Pennsics and 2 other events, you guys don't have to be on camera if you don't want to.
No, they can. You can be on camera, but I'm separating them in groups.
All right. So who here has been more than 50 days of war? That'd probably be you. That'd probably be you. You. All right. With spear. All right. So you guys.
You're
are
old.
experts.
So I'm just checking.
Are you in there?
No, I'm not 50 days of war with spear.
Okay.
Then you're the mid.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm over there, but I'm in the shade.
You're smart.
All right. So I'll do some beginner stuff first. A couple things that we do with beginners. I've noticed a lot of people, they grab a spear the first time, they hold it like this. So our 50 days of war people can see already what's wrong is that
I'm perfectly fine with you holding it like that.
if you're on his team, if you fight with the mid this year, hold it like this. Anyway, so this is a 9-foot spear. We're pretty much using 99.5% of the time we're using the full range of this weapon. So sort of the context really is you guys move forward. We'll pretend you'll be my line. How about this?
I'll be here.
You guys are the experienced people. Come. Where's the camera?
You're right. It'd get the whole thing.
Are we with you or against you?
You're on my team.
Okay.
All right.
Hawk, just check to make sure it's getting the whole thing.
All right. Yeah, we're gonna fight against that.
All right.
Okay, so generally speaking, these might be spears, they might be shields, doesn't matter. But the whole idea is we're fighting the full range here, okay? So I'm trying to hit people as far as I can. You notice I dropped the front hand off of it. That is something that people don't feel comfortable with at first, but you eventually do. So the way I get from doing a sort of a cool cue approach is eventually I start, the hand comes off just a little bit, and eventually you'll get like a sort of a full range of that.
And the key in that is this hand is really yanking back fast.
Yes. And again, in beginning stages, you can do this. I used to do this. I would throw, get myself situated, get myself back in line.
I'm going to put you over in that group then.
So you can do that. It doesn't matter if it hits the ground. You can bring it back up.
Yeah.
Ideally, what you like to get to, though, and you can practice this, is you just throw. And like I said, you yank it back as quick as you can, and smack on, grab onto this thing. I'll show you this real quick. I was actually going to tease these guys about their butts.
What?
Spear butts.
Oh.
So if you grab this, just grab it in your hand.
Grabbing mine.
Okay, and it should fit like right in the palm. That feel good?
Grab mine, bro.
Awesome. You want to try it? You also in the newer camp? Yeah. And go ahead and pick up the spear.
Had to look at that.
Yeah, you'll feel that it fits like right in the palm. You got a couple different makes here. What was it you just saw me today? Schedule 40.
Schedule 40, pipe cap. I think it's an inch and a quarter. Inch and a quarter.
But
You can get a flat end, or you can get one that's slightly domed. The slightly domed one fits in your hand really nicely.
Exactly.
You want to show that around?
Yeah.
Just show what it is.
Yeah, so there's a nice dome on there.
Yes. So and when we throw these things, this is giving maximum range. If you grab it here, and actually the reason why I have this tape on here is I took this to a spear class and I fought somebody who was really good. but wasn't grabbing back there, and so I had to add this on there just so I could use my spear. You can do that. I just think that every little inch you can get makes a big difference. So with that, let's talk about a couple of
How do we grab the end?
What's that?
How do we grab the end?
Yeah, so like shown right there.
Go ahead and move up the camera just a close view and then come back.
Right around here, one thing I will say to be careful with is some people get in the habit of putting their pinky on the back. You'll stop doing that once your pinky starts hurting. And after your pinky starts hurting, then you do the ring finger, and you'll stop doing that once your ring finger starts hurting, and then you sort of figure out how to do it without having that finger
Leaving them open.
push on the back. Yeah, leave them open. So let's talk about some more specific stuff. So the most important thing you can do as a spear is stay alive. If you fight shield, you might be used to having a job of like, I'm going to run in there and save Sir Pellinor and Duke Brandos so they can go kill more people later. As a spear, you really need to stay alive. There are some, none of you are really that big. You're a little on the bigger side. Some of the bigger people don't like running away. They'll stand in and sort of belly up and push people around. So we'll talk about that a little bit. I don't know much about it. Every time I try it, I get killed.
Oh, I do it all the time, but that's because I hate going backwards.
Okay, so first technique. Let's say, do me a favor. Can you be a shieldman and you're going to be the enemy? And I'm on a flank here, which is a really bad spot for me to be. Okay, he's got a shield and he's going to charge me. And I throw a shot, he charges me. So what I did there was I ran away. And if all you can do at first is running away, that's the most important piece. But what ends up happening is he comes at me. And if he gets close, it's actually really hard to hit somebody when you're running.
Yeah, because you don't want to go over the spear. You're afraid to trip.
Right. And usually, and then when you run away, what you want to do then is I run away and I'm looking for anybody that can save me. And then when I get to that person, let's say Brandos is on my team. And he's a sword and shield guy. I don't want to run him into another spear. He's on my team, so Pellinor comes running at me. I see Brandos now. And as soon as I see him, I turn him back around, I grab the spear.
And then rejoin.
Try to get back in the fight as quickly as possible. So that's a good thing to know at war. Let's see, get back in line. Oh, yeah, here's another thing. A lot of people don't think about this. I see this with a lot of newer fighters. This will apply to a field battle or any sort of battle where it's like, we're going to run into that side really aggressively. And I see a lot of spears go, I don't really see a shot. Nope, that's not there. If you can't find a shot within the first 3 seconds,
Get out.
or throw at anything.
Or throw it in.
Yeah, throw out their shield.
Yeah,
Okay?
that keeps their shield down and all that. So.
Yeah, and I will also say from beginner to experience, a lot of times what happens, let's say I'm the beginner fighter, and Brandos is the experienced fighter, and Pellinor is going to be our shieldman on the other side, okay? A lot of times what happens in this dynamic is I go, well, I'm not very good. Yeah, we'll do this.
How do you feel now?
I'm not very good. I don't see an opening. So I'm just going to throw at something. So I throw here. Brandos is more likely to wait for openings because he knows that he can find the openings when they're there, and he's probably going to hit 50 to 80% of the time he throws.
Yeah.
As a new fighter, you're probably not going to hit most of the time you throw. Throw something if you're around other good fighters.
And if you're with a new fighter, here's a great way to get them to understand that. I got low, you got high. So now just pointing gives me opportunity.
Yes, exactly. So we got that. I want to cover coming to the front rank. Let's do this. So again, Pellinor and Brandos, can you be my shields? So they're both shields, and they're up front. For whatever reason, we've got a shield wall up front. Okay, and then you'll hear people say, "Spears to the front. We need spears. Spears up front." And a lot of times, what a lot of newer fighters go is they're like, "Well, we told them they need spears in the front, and they're still standing there. Why are they still standing there?" Well, they don't know what's behind them. For all they know, there could be one spear coming up, and all 10 of them can't turn around and leave. So what you do is you say, spear coming up, spear coming up. The way I usually do is I put my tip between their heads so they can see it, and I'll give them a little bit of a this, and then we step through. Okay? And then for the more experienced fighters, a lot of times what I do is I'll say, all right, give me room to work, give me room to work, give me room to work. Or, excuse me, my lord, can I have your spot, please? You know, and a lot of times shields are like, they rarely go, I was planning to stand here and get stabbed in the face. No, you can't have my spot. They're usually like, thank God, I did not want that spot. Yeah, let me talk about the mosh pit. So a lot of times we're going to do a lot of mosh pit battles. We got the Cathedral on Tuesday.
Yeah, that's going to
We've got
giant
the,
mosh pit.
we've got the Dead of Death on Monday. What's that one called again? Hidden Fortress. Hidden Fortress.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Do me a favor. Just be like really tight together and pushing around, okay? So, spear up, spear up, spear up. All right, so they're still tight pushing around.
We can't. We don't have a choice. Really.
Yeah. So, this is a hard position. So, one of the things I like to do is you kind of get your butt low, push them out a little bit. Okay, if you can work forward, that's great. And then usually what happens at some point is that the other side is going to charge. And so usually when they charge, these guys know their job. They're going to step up. Your job is to stay alive. In this case, I can't really turn and run away. So I'm going to show you how I do it, and I think the two of them do it a little bit differently. I'm a taller guy, and when they call a charge, I don't want them to push me over. I get my butt low, and I push back. So you guys ready?
Yep.
On 3, we're going to charge. 1, 2, 3, charge. So I get my butt low, push back so they don't knock me over. And
also, remember on this that when you have a charge like that, right, you're actually probably going through 2 ranks, and you're going to go through another rank of polar.
Yes, yes. Usually what I do is I'll let everyone through. It depends. I mean, the more experienced you are, you're going to learn where your spot is. But like I said, it normally you're going to get at least 2 ranks coming through. And then once they're through, your job at this point is do the most you can without getting in people's ways.
Yep.
Usually, it's getting low and looking through here. Sometimes that's, yeah. I'll see like little things. What's going to happen is that, actually, Pellinor, to be a favor, be the enemy. So those two smash together, and a lot of times that shield goes up. That shield goes up, and you see little gut shots through here. If that's not there, sometimes you can just get the spear up over here, and if you call.
And for a shorter guy, here's what sometimes we do. It's like you're spearman, and that line is super tight. I'll be like in here, on my knees, looking for inside thighs.
Not a bad position.
And remember, you're not kneed. You can get back up, but you can take a knee and come back up.
Another thing I guess I have also when you're getting crowded a little bit is I just, again, as long as you're polite, most people will work with you.
I'm sorry.
I get about, even before I got knighted, it helps having a belt or a crown or something like that. But even before I got knighted, as long as you're polite and you know, if you ask, most people are willing to work with you. Every now and then you get someone that doesn't, and all you can do is just grumble a little bit.
And maybe move over.
Yeah, exactly, move over. Usually I get killed after I start grumbling. But some of the things I'll do is, again, let's say the 2 of them are next to me, and I'll say, all right, guys, I'm coming up. Give me a little bit of room, please. I'm going to step through. Hey, I'm left-handed. Right there. Thanks a lot. So,
Yep.
any questions so far?
So I got a question.
Sure.
It's going to be a testing one because I do the run away a little differently. So here you go. You're out in the front line. Spear. You're the shield again. You're spear dueling me. You're a little bit back. He's out in the front line. But so now you get in front of him because we're spear dueling. There's no shield next to us usually, except for you guys, right? But so here I come. So be careful how fast you retreat.
Right.
So there's a timing factor here. So he's going to make sure I'm engaged until he knows if I turn now he spears me. But if I continue at him, he may have to run. There we go. So watch that timing, because if you just turn and run, I'm going to hit. Yeah. I'm going to work down the line. So just be aware of that timing.
Your Majesty.
Yes. So you're standing differently sometimes. Is there a reason why you stand with your right hand and your right foot forward versus your left hand and your left foot forward?
Look at that.
In the war, like,
Me? Do I stand
You're the
differently?
teacher.
is there a reason why?
Yeah, go ahead. I don't have a good answer. Do I stand differently? I have no idea.
The question is, sometimes I stand like this.
Right.
Right? Sometimes I stand like this.
Right.
Sometimes I'll even stand like this.
Right.
Each
For
have a
a
different
reason.
benefit.
Right. What's the?
So the benefit there is Just go right next to him. You guys saw when we changed, I made them change. This is a terrible position because they're shooting at this same place. In fact, as a spearman in front of them, this is what I get to do.
Yeah.
And they're all both. Now watch, switch to the other side. Switch to the other hand. I know you don't,
I don't switch, but
watch,
yeah.
even if one person switched. Now, this is very hard because I have a wider area for them to throw. Also, if you're on the edge of a bridge, this gives you this outside line on a bridge.
Sometimes.
And if I'm on the other side of the bridge,
I change.
I change.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Go. And
So sometimes you're gonna have to do with the shields as well. So if I've got a shield and he's on this side of me, it's easier for him to shoot left-handed. It's easier for him to shoot right-handed on this side of me because I'm
Exactly.
protected
He's
by my shield.
under your arm.
Yeah, and real quick,
Also-
I never shoot right-handed, so go back over there. And I'll say, Pellinor, if you switch with me.
Yep.
All right, real quick, watch this.
Yeah,
When
if
we
you're not
switch-
good at it, just have to switch.
Yeah, watch this real quick. When we switch, this is how we switch. Ready to switch?
Yep. All right.
What we don't do is, Pellinor, let's switch. Well, actually, I gotta tell you, the worst I'd ever seen too. I gotta tell you, the worst I'd ever seen was like, hey, let's switch. Okay.
Yeah.
I literally went. I went. No.
Too late.
Hopefully you learned something.
So another reason to switch also, shield man on this side over here. Okay, Piranhas is my shield man. Say he's got his shield in his left hand, he's a right-hander. Okay, if I'm fighting with my spear in my right hand, I don't have a really good angle on him because his shield's in the way. But if I switch over here, it's a totally different angle, and now I've got the
Those are
body.
my ribs.
So that's another reason to switch left or right.
The hard part is, just like you guys know already, there's a lot of, you have to practice being able to even do it. So.
Let's do. I got one more thing to add to that because you just talked about something. By the way, I don't switch just because I never learned to. And
Yeah,
that's
I'm not a
what it
good switcher either. I'll do it once in a while, but.
is. Okay, so Pellinor is going to be our spear. Can you two be the shields? And let me get one more shield. Can you be a shield? You're just going to be there without spears. Okay. So I want to show everybody. All right, and yeah, there's somebody in front of them. So I'm another spear's going to come up. I want to show you bad places to go and good places to go. So let's assume this is just one unit right here. So they're by themselves with gaps on either side. The flanks are usually really bad spots for the spears. There are always exceptions to the rule. I will sometimes find myself on a flank. Don't do it. I'm never on a flank. It's because I'm fast on my feet and I know the person across me is not going to charge.
Those are dangerous areas.
Yeah, this is very dangerous on the flank. So we don't like to be in the flank. And the second most worst, and this is going to apply more when there's a longer line. Marcus, you do me a favor and just be the enemy spear right across the Pellinor. Okay, so I can come in here. Spear coming up, slide over.
2-on-1.
Okay, we got 2-on-1, and most people think like, yeah, that's what you want. You want 2-on-1. I prefer over.
There, better angles.
Now we got triangulation. Yeah, we got triangles. So if you throw at me, now throw at him. Yeah, so we've got angles. It's the same way if you've learned singles about how you want to kind of make those steps around the shield. It's the same thing. So triangulation. And then let's pretend there's an extra person over here. If you wanted to be extra sneaky, if you're tall or something like that, you might even kind of sidle in all over here. Let's say it's like a woods battle. There's trees. I'm not worried about getting flanked over here. Then you kind of like sidle in on a person. Now he's really in a bad spot. He can't fill in any of us.
Yeah, in fact, the good part about this is you're making them think, and while they're thinking, they're not thinking about throwing.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, they'll come.
And I'll do that. I'll do specific things like that. I'll be like, in here, right? I'll be way on this line. You get all the way against Barry, or against him again. Yeah, all the way over here. And nope, right in front of him.
You're the enemy.
So there you go. And I know that you're a really good spearman, and I know who you are. I'd be like, I'll be way over here, spearing, be like, hey, John. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh shit, I know him too. Right? Again, that's just a thinking factor that you're like, oh, I have to watch Branos now. You're too far away. But I engaged you.
A little peek behind the curtain. If I ever do that, you know I'm tired. I'm like,
But let's talk about being tired.
Yeah, go ahead.
Right? I mean, here is in our group what we do is Pellinor's been spearing out here for 5-10 minutes. By the way, 5-10 minutes is a long spear, but get used to it because you're a spearman and have to be
Your
engaged,
graces or
otherwise you're
highnesses
not
or
good.
whatever the fuck.
But Pellinor gets to a point where he's like, I'm gonna die, right? Exactly. So he's gonna say, spear up, and I'll drop this spear. I'll come in, I've got a spear, and I'm covering him as he's going out, and he's covering me as I'm coming in. See what's happening here?
And then there's life.
And when I'm going out, I didn't just go straight back.
No.
I knew where he was coming, but I went back and behind the shield man.
Yep.
I'm still covering.
Still covering me.
But it makes the hole smaller.
Because
for
I
the
might
shield
not
man.
know who's over here yet. Because I'm just stepping into the line.
Very good, very good. Any questions? Questions? I want to talk about an advanced thing real quick. And I call this the Sobrano's foot position, but he does it for the wrong reason.
Oh yeah.
No, I actually found that Sobranos has, like I said, he's older than the internet. He, actually, I think we're all older.
Yeah, pretty much.
But he's got a really good Spear 101 video out there, and I think a Spear 201.
Oh, yeah,
that's where I actually
101.
first even found out who Sobranos was just by watching his Spear videos. And he taught this thing about your foot position. Give me 1 second. Little targets here. I'm gonna make a little line with you.
Steel fighting in Battle of the Nations and SCA fighting.
Just pretend that there's somebody directly across from me.
Okay.
And what you see very common is for a lot of people, I'm going to spear the camera, for a lot of people to have both of their feet on this line. And this is sort of, by the way, I'm pigeon-toed, so people would probably have this out here. That puts a lot of stress on my foot.
Yeah.
But you'll see like a lot of fencers sort of in this line, okay? And this seems like it's really good. You're cutting down, especially if you're thin first, you're cutting down all the angles.
Wait, he's not done. He's pointing.
I know, but they're starting to get loud.
Oh, okay.
So if you could turn a little bit, that would be great.
I'll move this.
I just don't. I would like
No,
everybody.
good call.
I would like everybody to hear Barry because he is giving good information.
All right, thank you.
Anyway, so they stand in this line right here, and you imagine like, oh man, I'm cutting down all these angles. The problem with, there's nothing wrong with this. In fact, I would say it's probably the more common position. The issue with this, when you translate from fencing, if I'm fencing, I've got this epi out in front of me, this foil or whatever they're called, right? If I'm spearing, I can't physically put the spear through my body, so the spear either has to go this way or it has to move out. And you see that line that Brandos has on me right now, right? So, yes, so Brandos, you're not goofy, are you? Yeah, you're normal. Yeah, so he has see how his feet are separated there. The rule I use just to think about is I should be able to fit a 2x4 between my 2 feet.
Yes.
Okay? So, and Brandos would be a great example here. Let's say if I'm in this line, and let's say Brandos, I don't have armor on, so don't take a hard shot at me, but he wants to take a shot to this side of my spear. Go ahead and take a shot. That's very easy to defend. So the advantage of this is I have all of that shut down. If he wants to take a shot to this side, yeah, I got nothing. And usually what happens when people do this, they start doing like a weird like kind of thing. So I like to take this back foot, move it out just enough. He stands a little wider than I do. I move it out just enough to put a 2x4 between. This opens up this target a little bit.
But that's an easy block.
Yes, and it shuts down this one a lot. And the way I try to teach how this is shut down, it's a little confusing. But what I'm going to do is if he shoots to this side of me, I want to move my body this way by moving it toward my front foot. So it ever so slightly move my body this way, and then I'm moving my spear out this way. And if he wants to shoot to this side, it's the other thing. So you see when I move my body?
Yeah. And you're taking the body off target.
Yes, exactly.
I'm going to shoot for that gap, and you're over here. It's gone.
Exactly. So if I have the spear up, so do me a favor, shoot to this side.
Yep.
Right? And shoot
Yep.
to the other side. So it's this.
Look how small. You do that same block as me, a little different, but look.
Yeah. It's this block. And then the nice thing is, so shoot to that side again. Look where
he's
my
on
spear is.
target.
Look where my spear is, right? It's right on target.
So what we'll do with that, do that again, but jab, step forward, and throw the shot.
You actually throw as you do it.
Oh, yeah.
So, nice.
This is a great one. Now watch what happens the second time. Do the overbuck again.
Yep. Yeah. So, and the way I teach that is, and again, I forgot the most important part of the video. Everything that I said here, you can find online. SCA TOK. It's like TikTok, but it's SCA Talk and then Spear. I've got all the videos, and they're all separated out in like little 3-4 minute chunks.
Yep.
The way I teach people is I look over my spear tip at his right shoulder, and I look over my spear tip at his left shoulder.
Where's your, is your tip actually pointing over my shoulders then?
It's right, yeah, right at the shoulders.
Okay.
So I try not to move any more than
Look at that. Yeah, it's tiny. If my point is here, he's just moving to either side of it.
Yes. So there's an exception to this, and the exception are people that have trick shots where they will throw. I'll do it from a distance, but they'll throw this.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Well, and I would say, so how do you block that? Here's the way I block it. First of all, you die the first time they throw it at you, and then you remember who that person is. And then it's just like any sort of advanced fighter. You just got to kind of, you know, like the first time you ever got hit by, well, you all probably had teachers. When we grew up, we didn't have teachers. The first time we got hit with a rap, we're like, what the heck was that? What's your system for blocking?
So I'm gonna go to a point like you throw that. In fact, get in your normal stance, long stance. The normal fencing stance.
Oh, this stance.
So watch in this position. Hopefully, you guys can see the center. Reach out as far as you can and turn. See, it's just barely touching me, right? Hardly touching me. It has to be held up. Now, go back. Keep your back foot a little bit where it is, but get a wider stance. There we go. Now watch this.
Right.
So now he can overextend his hip farther and make a longer throw. He's still almost just touching me, but his front foot was actually farther back and more defensive.
Yeah. So, and realistically,
you would have moved the back foot up.
Yeah.
Right? So what happens is, if you look, the difference is the hip is farther back. If your hip is farther back, you don't have all the range. Now turn sideways. Right in there. Yeah, like, no, turn the other way. There you go. Now, throw that same shot. Right? So now he can just lean into his front, lean into that, get into your normal, there you go. Lean into that one, and he's way past me, right? And look how far his hip is over now. His whole body rotates. The other way, you can't get full rotation, so your shoulder ends up just far behind you.
That's a good point.
Also, on the upper hand shot, take a look. So from right there, good position, like, throw that upper hand shot. So the issue with an upper hand shot is what's the shortest distance between you and your opponent?
Right.
Straight line. This is not necessarily up and over is not a straight line.
Yeah, it's a triangle. This is now going to be your
right. So you're going to lose some range. So while he's throwing that, I'm throwing that.
Okay.
So we just talk about ranges based on what type of, where your angle is. So we're just talking angles and what is the most direct angle. That make sense?
Yeah.
So, and I do that pretty close to the same block with the body. I'm a little shorter, so switch sides for a sec.
You're actually a lot shorter.
I know. Shut up.
I don't think you're short, Ron.
This is actually hard, and even sometimes after 30-some years, I'll find myself turning my feet wrong, and then I get back in. So I'm right in here. If he throws, like he said, if he throws that, I'm just this. This is just a tap. Right? Go ahead. Right? And then on the other side, so all I'm doing is rolling. Right? Now go ahead, do it again. So after you get that good block, think about adding the step at the same time, because that's where you really get a chance to take advantage of your opponent.
Can you show that inside one again?
Yeah, we'll talk about right after that. What's that?
Can you show the inside one where he's throwing?
This one's a hard one. So the inside, there's two ways. The inside one, here I am. All I'm doing is dropping down a little bit. And this creates a distance between here and here. Also, it comes offline. So if he's shooting for that pocket, same thing. You were doing the same thing. You're just turning.
Right.
You're doing the exact same thing. So, but here I'm taking a little harder block because I'm a little smaller. Because of his height, he has a lot of nice linear stuff he can do better.
Sure.
But for us, they're shooting at a small target. Their shot is actually smaller. We have to make a better, harder.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And actually, I will say, from my experience of all the spears I fought against that I thought were challenging, like really, I would say like really advanced spears, all heights. All heights.
Yeah.
It's like, I recognize the advantages I have as a tall fighter,
The key is.
but the short fighters are just as good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I think for me, the biggest advantage I have is I have the range, right?
Yep.
I have a range. But I find shorter fighters hard to hit. A guy like Sir over here, I'm not saying you might have great defenses, but body-wise, you're tall. You're tall like me. There's a lot to
More
throw
to
at.
hit.
These guys have a lot less to throw at.
Yep.
The only thing I
And
will
tend
say
to have quicker feet.
yeah. Quicker feet, quicker hands. So, and I'm assuming for you guys, you have to sort of step in and get like a little bit more aggressive and
Yeah, we have to time differently.
Okay.
You can just take the long throw.
Yes, that's what I do.
So for us, we're kind of timing a little bit. Like now you're relaxed. I know you have.
Yeah.
So I'm in here active, right?
Right.
So I know,
Okay.
right? So I have to burst into those positions.
Something I find as a short guy fighting against a tall guy is that if I'm really confident in my defense and I start
Step up.
approaching in on him,
Yeah.
How do you feel?
I start backing up.
Thank you very much. I'll kill everyone else.
the tall
exactly.
guys are comfortable at range, and I'm taking that range away and making them uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is what happens in that space. And
But real quick,
Yeah,
if you
go
said
ahead.
uncomfortable, literally, as a tall fighter, that is very uncomfortable. I don't like it. Yeah. I
well,
don't
your
like
job is to get better at just hanging in there and killing them before.
it. Well,
So, I would like to just, and I'm not taking, Barry's doing a great job. I love your class, by the way. We're going to do a little bit of this after class, and that is a couple drills to help you with some of this.
Okay.
One thing that we always talk about, I talk about first thing, is the box. So a lot of times we don't know where to stand. So go ahead right next to me.
Real quick, let's do Brandon's Spear 201.
Yeah, come on right next to me.
I've seen that. I've seen that.
So the idea is we're here. He's in his box. I'm in my box. Now, if I take one foot out, do something, dodge something, strike something, defend something, you notice I switched my feet in here, right? But I'm still here defensively. If I do this, oh shoot, right? Or I'm here, and I go, whoa,
Now we're 3-on-4 instead of 4-on-4.
right? So this is what happens. So if I'm here and I go away, bang, right? But if I'm here and he goes and I'm here, he still has to worry about me. So the idea is keep that 1 foot into the box. Plus, if I go out here, you have a big problem because these guys can't support you as well. So, good practice. We all hold the box. We're in a box. Here we go. Ready? And I'll just stay in that box and I'll practice these like, okay, just straight shot. Bang, right? Straight shot. Bang. In this case, he's going to let me inside, straight shot. All right? Can you show us how you throw a blow with what you do with your backhand? Because that's critical to actually throwing a spear shot, right?
I don't have my spearing pants on.
Ah!
What do you want to see?
I want to see where your hand goes.
Okay, so where my hand goes, real quick. And again, so at the beginner level, straight at the target,
Yeah.
beginner level. Advanced level, anywhere across here. And one of the things I want to say, I'm going to brag about someone bragging about me. I remember I hit somebody in an arm, and he's like, how do you land those arm shots? He was a polearm fighter. He's like, nobody ever hits those. So can you stand just right, go the other, actually face the other way. Right there. Okay. So yeah, you're good. So I'm not gonna hit you hard in the arm, but these arm shots right here, they skip right off. And what I do is when I throw it,
Outside.
yeah, I try to find that 90-degree angle whenever I'm throwing it. That's an advanced skill, but you can start working on it earlier. But think about that. So same things, and let's say he's a spear, whatever, and straight on I can go here. But if I'm going to throw over here, I'm going to try to turn it in. So all those angles, I'm trying to, legs are really hard. If I throw here, I'm going to get the arm out this way. I'm always trying to find 90-degree angles.
This is something you can practice on a wall as well.
Yeah,
Really.
exactly.
So when I say you can practice on a wall, put points on the wall, and this can go into an advanced drill. You put points on the wall. If that point is over here, then I might take this shot. If that point's over here, I might take that shot. But you notice, as I take it, that spear is straight to that 90-degree angle. But if that point is, maybe that point's over here.
I got one more quick thing, and then we can go to the backup weapons. Is that good?
Grace, one thing that you did do, you turned your hand into the core of the body. Through the,
Yeah. Linear on the body is key, right?
Right, but even when you were throwing outside, you rolled the hand in towards the core,
Yes.
which a lot of people don't do.
Right.
All right. Real quick, can I get a new spear? Sure. Grab that. This is not going to be a difficult drill. Just stand directly across from me. I've got this on one of my YouTube videos. So what I want you to do is I want you to, I'm going to try, okay, so one of the things we talk about is our lines. I'm going to try to get my spear to point at his body and have his spear not pointing at me. So right now you see his spear is offline. Now he's starting to push online. We're going to fight for this. Now fight, push as hard as you can.
Yeah. Simple U.
What's that?
It's a simple U.
Yeah, and you actually did a great job. Most, I don't know how new you are, but most newer fighters, that spear goes way off over there.
New fighter, lots of promise.
Okay. Now do me a favor, and I'm asking you to do something wrong here. Do me a favor. Hold that as light as possible. So if I, yeah, as light as possible. So I do this, it's still online, right? Right?
Yep.
So that's the problem if you hold it too light. So
Tension.
yeah, you're trying to feel the tension of the other person, and that's a drill you can actually do with people.
That's a good one.
We'll just do a quick drill. So we're both going to try to keep our spears on line with each other. So we're not going to throw any shots, but just go ahead and really keep it on line. We're doing, now I'm on line with you, so you're pushing off. We're doing this, I might throw it.
Okay, let's actually do that one with people. Everyone grab a spear and pick a partner.
Okay, we'll do that.
And then you adjust them as you go, as you watch them.
Okay.
So we're going to do a little bit of partner drill here. Just something everybody can see. There we go. Grab a partner. You can be directly across. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's good. The idea is to be at that perfect edge where your spear, the tip doesn't go off point when they pull it.
Just trying to stay online with me. Trying to get your spear pointed at.
There we go. Very nice.
You can also real quick with your hand.
I'm not putting a whole lot of pressure on, but you're back pressuring on me, right? And if you're the one doing the intentionally letting go,
Just something to think
even
about.
that little bit of movement.
The one piece that you're holding is way up, but it's actually hard. Put it on your hip. There we go.
And now-
That adds- up in your pockets, more arm.
That.
This one's
Now
a
I'm
little
coming
bit
back, go
control
under,
your hip.
even before
okay,
I contact.
so do this.
Yep.
Same with you.
Come right back.
You're using tons of arm here. Look
Tuck
how
your
far his
leg
hand
down here.
is.
Right in this, not up here.
I'm actually using my hand.
Yeah.
So we were just
Onto
showing
that leg.
a number of people. They're holding their spears right,
So now I don't even.
but they're holding it up here on their hip. So this is all arm control of this spear. If you drop it back in the pocket, now you got a lot of hip control here. So this takes the stress off your arms.
So
Ready?
it also falls into the idea of getting ready for the shot because you want to be able to
you don't
lock
have
that
to
shoulder and that elbow.
Um,
You don't need to. Right here, the same thing. You can take that
Why not?
control.
You can do online if I don't move the after spear. So if I just dip, there you go. I'm ready to go.
I know. I'm pretty bad at this.
No, I meant
talking
him. He's
me?
all wrong.
So I like, ready to go.
Go ahead, give me some pressure. There you go. Good.
Bouncing.
That's good.
Like you said, double use.
Because a newer person, if you drop that, and I go over here,
There's that balance between having a
now I'm
lot of
trying to
tension
get
and
back
no
in time to
tension.
block.
Take advantage.
Drop it
I
again.
can go under it again. Now you overpressure the other way.
All right, so this is another part of this drill. I have Sir Sai come on forward a little bit to get in front of me. So
And then,
inside this drill, what is the key on this is as I put more tension, she's going to just do a small drop and create a U. Look at this. I don't do this. My tip goes off, comes on. Use tip control.
Go ahead and do it.
Drop, tip is still on,
See how
up.
much control you have over
So to slow, yep, there you go.
just one drop.
There you go. See how that's just a simple U underneath my spear point.
Higher the weapon,
Stop doing it. And I'm
Here we go again. Good.
right? So
I put a little pressure, she takes it. I put a little pressure, roll under. Put a little pressure, roll under. So it's like a partner drop. Put pressure, she rolls under. Pressure, she rolls under. Pressure, she rolls under. All right? So that's a good drill between you and your partner. Do one person do 10 times, the other person does 10 times.
It's all about the block. So it's funny, a lot of people pick the block early on the spear because down here you got more leverage, right?
They did,
That I feel. Let's find out. correct it from this side. But the only way I know to do it is to shoulder my hand. Is that wrong?
For me to get,
if I'm throwing it, I don't want to throw on the side, period. But if I have,
so if you have room, something you can do is,
So one of the things he
go ahead,
does,
I'll go to that side.
he'll start off, like you said, very square.
I step over,
Taller than him,
one
and you
foot's
have a
going out of the
lot
box.
going on.
My hand, remember what Bronna said, try and
So now, even though I'm further
perpendicular.
back,
My hand came
put
across
that right foot forward,
to get the perpendicular.
jab
I
the
didn't
weapon.
go like,
Yep. All right. We're going to go ahead. So this is just one of the drills. There's lots of drills. Barry has some drills. I have some drills online. As we showed you earlier, we did the simple U drill. I do a lot of drills just straight out at practice. So we'll get with another partner, everybody. Yes, we're supposed to shoot across lines. That's an advanced drill to get visual. At first, we have to learn good technique with spear. And like we said, we're dropping this into our hip a little. So you're just going to stand there, no block. I am going to throw a shot. When I throw shots, so beginning, just push them straight up. All right? Watch your leaning. So beginning, I push it straight up. Look how tall I stay. This is very easy to drop back into this back foot. If I do this, this is very hard to pull back.
can I point out something?
Yeah.
And whenever Bronis is leaning or moving forward, he's staying behind his knee. Because if you get your body weight ahead of your knee, now you're not in balance. And it's easier for somebody to push you over.
Right. And it's harder to get back fast. Second piece is, so I'm just going to throw 10 of these. And I'm just working on my targeting. Okay? And he's just letting me, and I'm just touching. Okay? I just want to get used to touching. If you're working into the advanced technique, this hand should actually be coming out in front of you. See, we do the same thing in sword and shield. We bring that elbow across. The same thing's happening. And why do we want this in front of you? Is because this distance is much different than this distance. You got a couple inches difference there because this is now coming straight out from my body and not a triangle. So the hand rolls under and I'm out here. So that's a little bit more advanced, but as you practice this exercise, you switch it. I'll do 10, your turn, you do 10. I'm his target. On the outside, yep, there, outside the body, there we go. Go ahead, now turn that hip a little more and don't need to step, there we go. Yep, there you go. And you notice I'm just giving him the opportunity to be a target. So these are fundamentals. If you do this every practice, you will probably be better than 80% of the spearmen out there.
I agree with that.
All right? And then after you're done with this, get back in your stance. Now, I'm going to do the inside. Now, this is really important on the inside because if I throw this, it's easy for him to knock it off. That same rolling hand, watch. This goes back to what Barry said. I'm going to put this on 90 degrees. Now, this is a bigger block, right? And that's actually super hard to block if you're just trying to time it. So, but I'm going to practice them. I can practice them with a lunge. Short lunge. Short lunge. Okay? You practice those. And then he's going to practice them. There you go. Look how he's throwing that hand across his body to get it into me. Right? There we go. Now, the next practice is those simple U's that I showed you earlier. I'm going to start out here. I'm on the wrong side. I'm going to hit him across the other one. Simple U, step, bend. All I'm doing, again, you notice I'm dropping. Not doing this because my tip goes off. Drop, bang. Okay? And I'm just practicing that. Drop, bang. You can practice this alone. Drop, bang. Whoop, terrible. Drop, bang. Drop, bang if you want. Drop, bang.
By the way, I'm offering a challenge to Brandos. We're going to be on opposite sides this year. If you stab me, I want to hear you say drop bang as you're doing it.
Ah!
That's a challenge.
You kidding? I'm going to go boink. All right? So exercises, super easy, right? And I'm sure you guys do some of these and things like that. So you have to be good at something first and then fit all of this other stuff in. But these are super simple exercises. You can do against a wall. You can do against tennis balls. You can do against anything. All right. We have a wonderful class next on dangle mace. And Pelly's pretty much, he's going to cover this, and if he wants to cover some other things, go ahead.
So I'm Sir Pellinor. I'm going to cover, we call it backup weapon, but because I use a dangle mace, that's primarily what I'm going to be talking about. For a backup weapon, I don't care what you use. It can be a pull-out dagger or whatever, but you need to be able to get it out that fast. Putting it back, you might be dead, put it back, or the other guy's dead, you can put it back. But you need to be able to get it out that fast. So with a dangle mace, you got a good frame?
Yep.
Okay. A lot of people think you're flipping it up in front and grabbing it. That is not how I do this, and that's not how I teach. Because if you flip it up, you could miss it on either side of the hand. There could be somebody with a spear or a weapon over there. When you flip it up, they might hit it, and then you're not going to grab it at all. So the way I do this is the length of the cord is important. If you drop your hand with your gauntlet on, the butt of the weapon should be right in your palm of your hand. So the movement is drop your hand while it's open, close your hand, bring it up behind you. That's the movement. And it's just that fast. And it's cocked and ready to throw wherever you want to throw. Questions?
Can you see that with a spear, like from transition to spear to open hand to? All right, I'm probably jumping ahead
That's
in your
where we're
class.
going.
Sorry.
Okay. So now that's how to get the weapon into your hand. Now, if you're fighting spear, we'll do this right-handed first. The operation is, so it's dangling there. The operation, what you want to get to, is your spear as your shield, your 1 1/4 shield, in your opposite hand. So when I'm fighting right hand back, you push down on the spear, and it's going down, and then you loosen your hand a little bit to get it to the right height from the ground you want it. Now here's your shield, and as you push down, you open your hand anyways, so it's push down, there's your weapon, and there you go. And as you're pushing down, actually I'd be facing this way, push down, and you can step in. Here's your shield.
So if I'm a shield man, this is actually how it looks, I guess, right? Here you are. I get past your spear.
Okay. Left hand back, about the same, but a little different. Instead of pushing down in the back, I actually want the spear in this hand, so I'll push up. My hands are they're sticky. But if you push up, let it slide down, and there you are. Did that show well?
Do it again. Ready?
We'll do it again.
Pass it.
Okay?
If
So-
you have one of these, you can go ahead and try it, right?
Yeah. You guys want to try this?
Do it without spear first.
Without the spear?
No, yeah, tell them to do them without spear
Okay.
first. Go ahead, bring them over, and you
Bring your
guys get in
maces
front of
over.
the camera, and then he'll adjust you guys.
Bring your maces over.
And if you don't have one, when these guys are done, they'll let you try theirs. Okay.
Anybody want to try my mace? Here you go. Here you go, Barry.
Yeah. Don't get Barry
I'll
more
get you
killing.
converted.
Don't get Barry more killing weapons.
Okay. So check your. Does that come into your palm? Okay. So start here.
And
Hands up. Put your hand down.
The bitches
Nope.
will hit us at range.
Don't pull it forward. All right. So your hand goes down. You grab it. Bring it up behind you. Yeah, just like that. Do that again. Yep. That's the motion.
That's smooth.
That's the
That's
motion.
smooth, ain't it?
I like that. Need less
All right.
fancy cuffs. Yeah.
So it's gonna, how you have that hang, it's gonna depend on your gauntlets a lot. I use egg gauntlets and they have the open center on the wrist, so it's easy to have it dangle there. On something like a metal gauntlet that has, come on up here, Hawk. You have this. Hold your hand out like this so we can see it on the. So what he has is instead of, he's got it in front of the bell, but still around his wrist. And hold your hand down. There you go. And it's still, the butt of it is still landing in his palm. Just like that. But the motion, and now the motion is the same when it's hanging. Drop your hand, open it. There you go. And that's your hit. How you hang it is going to depend on your gauntlets, but that's basically what you need. You like that?
Do you have a technique for what you do once you're here? Like
Yes, I do.
this is okay.
We're going there next.
Awesome.
I'm glad you
Who else
asked,
wants to
Barry.
try this before? You want to try it with
It's almost like it was scripted.
Yeah.
Try it with his mace.
Come on over here. Try this out. Put that on your dominant hand.
Try this with your gauntlet?
So start here.
Can you take your mace off?
Yeah.
Just drop your hand. Don't bring it forward. So drop your hand, bring it around. There it is.
And then take your gauntlet off, put it on, and then there you go.
Yep. And
So for you,
well, see, it's not choked up enough for you, or your gauntlets will change how it feels.
There you go.
Okay.
So talk about that a little bit if you're having trouble like he is.
So if you're having trouble where maybe you have to put a little hitch in it to get it to your hand, just shorten this up a little bit. Shorten it up, get that butt up and closer into your palm.
Yeah, see, the key is this should probably be the length where this ends in the middle of your hand.
Yep. Shorten that up and then try it again.
Yep. Just letting somebody else try it here.
Marta's going to come in and check
Marta's
and try
going
it
to
out.
try it out. Once you come back in and try it out. Did he try that out with spear yet?
Not yet. Not with
Come
the
on.
spear. Hey, come on out here. Bring your spear.
Thor.
Thor, bring your spear. Now, what
And
you're
then
going to do
you have a
is you're going to start with your spear.
good idea.
Barry's going to come out here.
Yes, that's
Are
the
you
way.
right hand? You're left hand, right?
What am I doing?
Okay. So now you're going to integrate your grabbing your mace with moving your spear to a shield position. So from here, push up.
Yep.
Yep. Up. Bring your hand up. And you're going to step in.
And step.
And step.
Step.
So-
No, the other foot.
When you just stand here like this,
Yes.
all right, you're kind of twisting around to get your mace up. You're going to push up, step into it. Now, see, you're almost in a regular sword and shield stance,
Sword and shield right there.
right?
Yeah, that's perfect.
And that's where you want to be. We're just gonna wait a second.
Yeah,
for
you-
Marta.
Yeah. What's going on over there? Too long?
my wrist is bigger than hers.
All right.
They just had to
Go
shorten
ahead.
up.
Can you give
shorten
him
up-
yours so he can try it with his gauntlet?
Now,
Yeah.
now that rest is right there. Where'd you go?
There you go. Go ahead, get over there.
Just like that. Just go ahead and let it go.
Do it without spear first.
Yep.
Oh, you got it.
So there's a little bit of a trick to
you
it.
need this on.
Yours, it needs to make sure
You need it on your, there. Are you right or left
when
hand?
you go to grab it,
Now try it again.
push your hand open.
Yeah, that's done.
Push up with your front hand. Can you see your vertical?
Yeah, it might need to even tighten up a little bit more.
Yeah.
Because of the way your gauntlet
Oh, wait a
is
minute.
built and you don't have
You're fighting left hand back.
you
Okay,
might
so
need to make that even tighter. But,
you're gonna
or we
mirror.
could do it with the slides on it. There's a bunch of them. You know what I mean?
I borrow your mace.
Yeah.
But just work on, just sit like this with your hand
Okay.
closed.
Now we got it. So you're here. What you're going to do is push down. Since you're left-handed, now push down and let it slide. Yeah, that's all you have. That's what you need to do. Now you're in your sword and shield stance, right? Because you're a left-handed sword and shield. Push down and let it slide. Yep. And now you're in your sword and shield stance. You don't even have to step forward to this side. Yeah.
It's important to slide or you'll be out of bounds.
It's easier when you have a glove in your other
So,
in your spear. It's sticky.
don't try to snap up the maze. Here,
Do it one more time. One more time. Push down. Okay, nope. So what you did, I'm going to turn around here. What you did is push down and just kind of went like that. You should be able to, and maybe it's not hung right, you should be able to push down, open your hand like this.
That one, the lanyard was set for a glove. It might be better.
Push down, just open your hand.
There you are.
And bring it up behind you. Yep.
And you can, yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
And get your lanyard on your back up well, right? That makes it easy.
Thank you.
There you go. Yeah, that's it.
All right.
I have a question.
Yes.
As far as time.
Getting that
How do I
time.
know the difference between when it's time to please and when it's time to use the backup weapon? Is there some key thing that you look for, or how do you decide?
So
Nice.
it
Take
really
that step back.
It really depends on how fast the other person's coming at me. Okay? So if Bronis is coming at me, it's scary, I know, but so he'll be coming at me kind of slow because I'm in a line, and if I miss, sorry about that. It depends. If he's just coming slow, I might be able to get
slow again. And we'll
So
try
if you
it.
get online again, or if
Here I am. Here I come.
I might be able to get another shot if he's coming slow.
And you could actually even take a slight step backwards if you want, right? So, yeah, you just lunges out of the box, right? Here we are. You just take a step back out of the box, you could still get it.
So if he's charging, now if he's charging, it's going to go like this.
And now he's still holding that line.
Right.
So the key is, you know, there's times if you're on a flank and you just don't have time and there's a lot of them, run the shit out, right? Go engage somewhere else. You're going to die one way or the other, even with a backup weapon if there's more than one person.
So a lot of the key is, do I have the ability to, because there are people behind me.
Right.
Yeah.
Because if you can
Oh,
back up
and if
into your
there's-
own line,
Yeah.
that's even better.
Yep.
As far as timing, if they're coming really fast, flip it up, step in on it.
Yeah. Because otherwise what happens sometimes, if you're protecting the edge of your line and you just pitch out and you don't stay engaged with me, I'm going to turn in that line and go.
Okay.
So they'll roll the line that you gave up.
Yep. So now, let's say you've got your spear up. Bronis is coming at me. Got my spear up. I got my mace. Now what am I going to do, right? As he's coming in, a lot of shieldmen will try and basically run you down. Okay, so what I'm going to do, if he's coming in fast, I'm going to step out. I'm blocking against the rack. And usually they will, if they keep going past you, now you've got the back of the head, the back, the butt, that type of thing as they go past. Even if you miss it and he's going past me, you can get out to the side.
Yep. So you're pushing.
Let the people
Open your hand all the way up.
Yeah, because at this point, full arms are starting to smash.
Don't worry about sliding
What you
that
don't
hand
want
up
to do
either.
is
So especially because you have a glove on it, slide.
So now he's coming a little bit slower. He
Yeah.
might be coming a little bit slower. He might open up a little bit. And now from here, if I can't get to this side for some reason, his shield's out wide, I'll sweep the sword this way, right?
So
Get
now,
it back in.
when you practice,
And it really depends
Going
on
that way again. So the idea, here's my shield.
right there. And it really depends on what the opponent presents to you. Whether it's a closed shield, if that shield is really close up on their body across there, I'm going to step out and take that shot. If it's open,
Because this is what you're usually going to see.
yep. Block out. It's important that you block away from your body with your spear, because if they wrap and you have it here,
You still hit you.
they're still going to hit me. But if I get it out here and they throw that wrap, okay, I've got it blocked. Yep.
I can't see it on hand or off hand.
so you just gotta.
And then I can throw that back of the head, leg, anything like that. Also, okay, and once again, coming in, they open wide because a lot of times,
Yeah, I'm
when
running
somebody-
now. I want to run.
I'm past his spear tip.
I get it.
I got him, right? And I get here, and if he's open, I can even just do a straight down the center shot.
Right. And that just goes into normal mace technique.
Yeah. So, I don't know if you noticed, but a lot of when he came at me, I'm either stepping forward and to the side, or I'm stepping into the attack, because I'm changing measure. I'm changing where he thinks I am.
Because he has to, because he has a shorter weapon.
You're missing his timing up there.
100%. That's what we do in regular fighting.
So timing is really critical with the small weapon. What the other person should do.
And this could be a practice item, by the way.
This
If
is
not, I can grab a sword. Hold on.
Grab a sword.
He was just not very well.
All right. So again, you can practice this separately. So here I come, nice slow guard, bang, right? So here I am. Now I can come a different way. Nice slow guard, bang, right to the face. And you practice that. So as I take that last step, you take the cover and bang. again. And bang, oops, right? That's okay. So this is just practicing timing, because this is a very hard timing scenario. You have to practice it, and you have to practice it slow, not fast. Now you practice it all together. Here I come, and I'm going to go really slow for him so he can have a good practice, because success is a big part. Here I come, and then he goes ahead and throws. Do it again, from post, I get past, all the way through the throw. There we go. Now look, at different timing, right? See how we're breaking this drill up? Right? So the idea is we just keep breaking this drill up. Look at that. And now that becomes just natural. So that's how we get to a place that you throw stuff like these guys. Because you throw it over and over.
So one of the things you can also practice is what I'll do is just around the house. Have my gauntlet on, have my my mace on my wrist, and I'm just doing this. I'm just stepping around, doing this. And
I've seen him chase his kids like that.
And then they get my mace and hit me back with it. So eventually, I teach drop your hand, open your hand, drop it, close it, bring it up around here. After you do this for a while, you can go from here, like that, up here farther.
Yeah.
And you're there even faster.
You all right?
Yeah, I just hit myself in the elbow.
Oh, good. So let's do that with you. You don't have to do the spear first. You're just going to work on. The spear's already down, but you're going to go ahead and pick that weapon up, right?
So stand the spear up in your.
Yep. There we go. And at first, just hold it. Just hold the mace. There you go. Yep. As I come in, you take that step and throw. Probably a little earlier. All right. See, we're learning timing, right? Take that step. Perfect. Okay, this time you're just going to push a little across with that spear, and you're going to throw over the top edge of your spear. There, and use your spear to first before this one. Step back, push that spear, and then roll, and you can just roll with that outside. There you go.
You're pinning his sword, so he can't hit you with it, and then coming around on the outside.
So ready? We'll work on the pin. And pin, and bang.
Yep.
And again, different foot, right?
Yep.
So the other thing is he trips over the spear, not you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if he's coming toward me, that's where I want the spear. I want him to have to deal with it.
Or he pushes it
or
over
I push
here.
it over here.
And this is a free zone, right?
Yeah.
So he can keep going if he wants.
Yeah.
Right?
Just don't get it between his feet.
Even if he killed you, he's still gonna trip.
Right, but the idea is that
On accident.
when you get that butt of the spear up, right? You want it here so that it's his problem, not yours.
Right.
So whichever way you go, he's
Big
gotta
cone
deal with it.
defense, right?
Yep.
Hey, a quick concept there. So I think in general, our chivalric way of fighting is that like you can put things where it's bad for people if they run past them, but we don't deliberately.
Deliberately.
Right. No.
Yeah.
It's just it's in his way, not in mine.
Yeah, exactly.
Same thing I would do with the shield, right?
Wait,
I would keep the shield out so that it's your problem, not in here where it's mine.
I've got a thing. Let me see. You hold the spear.
He's not drilling that spear.
So I'm right-handed, and I do a thing. So you're not allowed to actually pin me,
Right.
but you don't have to move the spear either.
Right.
Yeah, you can keep it there. Yeah.
Yeah, I can hold that. Yep.
Yeah.
I can keep my position.
Yeah.
That's
I had a guy get very
That
upset
is
at me
it.
last year
Forward
because he
and
charged
over to the
with his
45,
sword and shield, right?
a little bit deeper,
And I was
so
a
you can get
spear.
more around
And so he came at me and he was like this.
So
and he's
this
just
is
running and
why
running
we
and running.
do
And I'm
some of
standing there with
this.
the spear like this. And he can't pick his head up.
Is
And I'm
that
like,
we
I
can
am not going to
get
let
that
you
timing
just
and
stand
help you
there.
fix
He
the
was
small
like,
parts of that,
you
right?
pinned my head. I'm like, dude,
So-
you shove your head under my weapon.
All right.
There's not a lot I
Good.
can
I
do.
did not move it. I did not move my weapon out of the way. I'm not required to.
Going over blocks, attacks. If
Now soaked through 2 tunics.
the whole attacking section of this, whether you go here or off to the side, you really only want that to last a few seconds.
Yeah.
All right. You do not want to have a protracted fight at that time, especially if they have sword and shield. Really, you want them to go by, take your shots, or even if they come at you, take your shot, and then get out. Get back to your line, or whoever, or get back with your friends. If all you do is keep them from following you, or just make them stop for a second so you can get out, that's your job.
Yeah, you're a spearman first.
Right. Now, if they come in and you come up like this and they stop and they're going to let you go back into your spear stance,
There you go.
great. Now you can just do it again. Try and poke them again, and if they come in again, you go back to your mace. Okay? But at that point, if he stops and lets you do that and you're backing up a little bit, take a look around and see where your friends are.
So the idea is if I start in here and I'm like,
Yeah. See
right,
that?
all of a sudden, now he's like, oh, I can just
get out.
Get out or step back, drop his base, go into that. So here we are, coming forward again. Here I come. I get to here and I'm like, I'm not sure. Then he's like, okay, you're not sure, I'm going to kill you.
Yeah. Okay. Any questions?
Practice sounds like a lot of practice.
It's a lot of
is the
practice.
key.
I've been doing this for over 20 years with the mason spear, so I can make it look easy, but it's a lot of practice. In fights, in melees, and out.
If you'd like more drills, please ask, and we'll try to help break these down a little bit more.
There is video on Coach's Corner, on how to deploy the mace. There is a video on that. There may be other videos on.
Yeah, we'll keep posting them up.
Can you show a little of how the mace interferes with spear shots while you're working the spear?
Sure.
Because
So
I imagine maybe there's technique around avoiding some potential problems there.
That thing flapping around.
Yeah.
I have that problem.
things that happen to people is if you're throwing a lot of shots, see where that mace is going? It's hitting me. Sometimes it'll even curl up and over the spear and get trapped. One of the reasons I went to primarily left-hand back is my front hand doesn't move as much. Okay, so it doesn't actually wobble as much. It will still, when I'm really getting in a press or something, it may still go up and over. But hopefully I can step back a half a step and just pull it back and then back in.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep. That makes sense.
In general, the benefits outweigh the maybe the
negatives.
Getting over it working around and moving into your way and
that's why some people will go to a dagger or a sword that they can pull out in a front or a back scabbard or a vertical scabbard. And that's fine. It doesn't get in their way, or they figure out how not to have it get in their way. And that's fine as long, like I said, as long as you can get it out and deploy it that fast, then you're all set. Did that answer the question?
yeah.
Okay. Any question for you guys?
All right.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.